War damn Eagle. The Auburn Tigers are the champions of the 2024 SEC Men's Basketball Tournament. Hello, everyone. I'm Chris Phillips of SEC Unfiltered. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. Hit that bell icon as well so you get notifications of when we go live and when we drop new video content, which is each and every single day. Also, guys, check out the podcast, which drops daily on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on social media, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And, of course, guys, stay up to date with the latest from us over at our website, SECUnfiltered.com. Auburn takes down Florida by a final score of 86-67 in Nashville, Tennessee at Bridgestone Arena, killing any narratives that were out there that Bruce Pearl's team can't win on the road. They can't win away from Neville Arena. All of that now put to bed as we're sitting here live reacting to the game that was just a couple hours ago. And guys, what a performance yet again by this Auburn Tigers team. I'm here, by the way, to eat crow. I'm here to eat crow because going into the SEC tournament, I made the proclamation that Tennessee was the most complete team in the league, top to bottom. And by no means is this an attempt to diss Tennessee or take a shot at the Vols, because I still think very highly of them and still think they're a major threat in the NCAA tournament upcoming in just a couple of days. But I think Auburn may have something to say about that most complete team in the league thing. When you look at them offensively, defensively, the physicality in which they play. And oh, by their way, their head coach, who's one of the best in all of college basketball. An 8-point advantage for Auburn at half was 38-30. Auburn then explodes in the second half, outscoring the Gators 48-37 to again come to an 86-67 win over Florida. Again, guys, hey, give kudos, by the way, to the Florida Gators. Making a run to this point. It's a job well done by that Florida staff so early in the tenure there. And I think Florida basketball is in really good hands. Nobody, for the most part, saw this team getting to this point. But, guys, end of day, Auburn was simply too much. When you look at the numbers here, guys, Johnny Broome, 7 of 10 from the field, 19 points overall. You look at Baker with 10 points, Jones with 11 points, Holloway with 7, Moore with 7, Cardwell with 7, Johnson with 7. Guys, it's just one after another, after another, after another. So when you talk about, right, to make a run in March Madness, you need great guard play, you need great coaching. But when you talk about depth, man, that's one of the things that makes a team like Auburn so freaking dangerous. And defensively, too, what they did on the defensive side of the floor. Because when you look at these team stats, guys, what might jump out to you, Auburn shooting 51% from the field and 32% from three. And yes, that was wildly impressive. But guys, these defensive numbers are crazy. I mean, crazy, right? Florida actually took 5 more shots than Auburn did. They shot 36% from the floor. But guys, this was the difference in the ballgame right here. This was the difference in the ballgame. Florida went just 1 of 13 from three-point land. 1 of 13 from three-point land. 7%. 7.7. So I'll give it to you. 8%. Florida shot 8% from three-point land. I mean, that level of defense, Auburn was suffocating all night, all day long. It was relentless. It was tenacious. Comfortable. You could tell Florida stars, their shooters, extremely uncomfortable start to finish in this ball game. And again, tip of the cap and hats off to Bruce Pearl, man. I mean, you think about this Auburn team, and again, the big thing for them was, okay, we know what they are at Neville Arena. Can they win away from home? I mean, that was the question, right? And they started off beating South Carolina like a drum yet again, advancing all the way through the semifinals to the championship Sunday. And, I mean, it's just one game after another after another. Now, can they carry this over? What does this mean for Auburn when it comes to March Madness, guys? We'll have much more on that this week. But the Auburn Tigers, man, make no mistake, are a threat to not just make a nice run in the NCAA tournament. Certainly, I think this could be a Final Four team. Maybe this is a national championship team. Maybe that's a little much, right? You never know. But this team has all the makings of a Final Four team. And I mean, guys, just a beatdown. I mean, really, truly a beatdown start to finish. I know Florida was a sexy upset pick, right? They were plus 5.5 on the Vegas line. It was a really attractive line in regards to the money line, the value there. And I thought Florida might have a shot. But what you saw, the defense from Auburn, the physicality, and I saw a lot of Florida fans too on the timeline giving a lot of credit to the Auburn Tigers, that it's not like they play dirty, right? They're just very, very physical. It's just the brand of basketball they play. But when you have that level of physicality, that type of defense, right? When you're that tenacious on defense and that relentless on the defensive side, and then you can score the way they do, it's going to make you really tough to beat, man. And I tell you this too, guys, something we may not be thinking about because now we're just so accustomed, right, to Auburn being a brand in basketball. But what Bruce Pearl has done on the Plains, right? I mean, just 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 10 years ago, did anybody stop and think of Auburn as a basketball school, right? Like, this is they got a great basketball program. Let's talk basketball. Was basketball ever the lead headline? And now what Bruce Pearl has been able to do, and I think what Auburn shows, you go out there, you get the right guy, you get the right head coach, you can do great things, no matter what your history is. And I'm not saying Auburn's got a terrible history on the hardwood. I'm just saying, like, he's taken this thing to a whole other level. And again, guys, you look at this team, it was evident very, very early on. I'm talking, guys, early in the first half. You could tell it was going to be really, really tough for Florida to hang just with, again, what the problems, that Auburn was presenting. It was going to be very, very difficult. And again, tip of the cap, give Florida credit. They had a great run. I think this is a team that's also really, really dangerous when it comes to March Madness. And again, we'll talk about that a lot more later in this week, guys. We're going to have full March Madness coverage. We're going to be breaking down our brackets, all that good stuff, talking every SEC team that's in the field. But at the end of the day, when the dust settles in Nashville, Tennessee at Bridgestone Arena, the Auburn Tigers stand tall amongst the SEC's best as the creme de la creme of the SEC tournament. Guys, it's going to do it all for me. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. By the way, guys, I want to tell you to check out our friends over at RHOBACK. Today's segment was brought to you by our friends at RHOBACK. That's RHOBACK.com, RHOBACK.com. Use promo code SECU at checkout to receive 20% off your entire purchase. Guys, love their stuff, whether I'm golfing, shooting content, hanging around the house, on the town, at the game, at the tailgate, whatever it might be. RHOBACK, typically what I'm wearing, guys, the only reason I'm not is because sometimes it's got to hit the washer, right? So RHOBACK.com, promo code SECU, it is the way to go, and they make today's show and what we do possible. Appreciate those guys. RHOBACK.com, promo code SECU, 20% off. Again, guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. Hit that bell icon as well, so you get notifications of when we go live and when we drop new video content, which is each and every single day. Also, guys, check out the podcast, which drops daily on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on social media, X, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And, of course, guys, stay up to date with the latest from us over at our website, SECUnfiltered.com. Until next time, guys, I'm Chris Phillips of SEC Unfiltered. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in, and we'll catch you on the other side.